Atomic Split by George Bernard Shaw, 1856 to 1950. What a terrible thing to do! Man has split the atom in two. For peaceful purposes, so we are told, medical wonders to unfold. Then came the war in 39. Man committed a terrible crime. He built a bomb, of course atomic. Man's love for man is ironic. Two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki by name, were obliterated, much to man's shame. This was the war to end all wars. What a terrible thing to do! We have built a laser or two. For peaceful purposes, so we are told, medical wonders to unfold. Now we have 1985. Are we lucky to be alive? The next war will be in space. What will become of the human race? What a terrible thing to do! We have built a spaceship or two. For peaceful purposes, so we are told. Man's old dream will now unfold. We have met some aliens from outer space. What a terrible thing to do! Now we have killed an alien or two. Human race, let me say adieu, for now I know what will become of you. Okay, this is a poem by George Bernard Shaw. Let's see, George Bernard Shaw was born in Dublin. He went to London, I think, at the age of 20. He had problems supporting himself financially. But he continued writing. He joined the Fabian Society and was a strong left-wing activist, socialist, and he was anti-war. Very definitely was a pacifist, both in the First and Second World Wars. And he was a vegetarian, which at that time was much more unusual. Let's see, he won an Oscar for his screenplay of My Fair Lady, which came from Pygmalion, which he adapted. Okay, so he's was a very interesting person. He was a playwright, very definitely, very clearly. So what's this poem about? This poem, Atomic Split by George Bernard Shaw. And I think the aim of this poem, or the focus, is the fact that man spends money on research, and the governments claim that this research is for the benefit of man, but in fact, or for medical purposes, but in fact, these discoveries are then used to kill people. And if we notice, each verse starts, what a terrible thing to do. And he then goes on to explain what's happened, and he talks about the atomic bomb. Atomic research is then used to make an atomic bomb, and then he talks about discoveries in the future, or lasers, and then he talks about spaceships. But he says that man is always looking for a better way to destroy, and he's always hiding this, saying this is for the betterment of mankind, but it's not true. So what a terrible thing to do! Man has split the atom in two. So clearly he's not a big fan of science. That science, or maybe because of the objectives, for peaceful purposes, so we are told, medical wonders to unfold. So man has been investigating this, has been researching into this for peaceful purposes, that it's going to do wonders for medicine. And then came the war in 39, the Second World War. A man committed a terrible crime. He built a bomb, of course atomic. His man's love for man is ironic. So then man built an atomic bomb, and man's love for man, it's complete irony that if man loves man, how can atomic weapons be used? Two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki by name, were obliterated, much to man's shame. So the destruction of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he's saying, was a terrible thing. It perhaps made him embarrassed to be a human. This was the war to end all wars, and this was supposed to be the war that will stop all wars. And you stop war by killing millions of people. It's very ironic indeed. What a terrible thing to do. Yes, we've gone further now. We have built a laser or two for peaceful purposes, so we are told, medical wonders to unfold. And again, we've got a new step forward, and this time we've got lasers. And lasers are for peaceful purposes, lasers to help medicine. And now he's into the future, and he's imagining. Now we have 1985. Are we lucky to be alive? So that we've had so much progress in science. Is life worth living anymore? The next war will be in space. What will become of the human race? So now he's saying that humans are going to take war into space. What a terrible thing to do. We have built a spaceship or two for peaceful purposes, so we are told. Man's old dream will now unfold. So we built spaceships now, and again this is for peace. And the old dream of man, I think expanding infinitely would be man's old dream in this. To conquer everything. We have met some aliens from outer space. What a terrible thing to do. Now we have killed an alien or two. So we've met some aliens, and now we're fighting with the aliens. We're killing the aliens. Human race, let me say adieu. Let me leave this life, because clearly by the time he's written this, he's quite an old man. For now I know what will become of you. So I think he's almost saying he's almost glad that he's soon going to leave this life, because he knows what's going to become of man. Man is going to fight and fight and fight, and war and strife is something that man always does, and this is something that he is very much against as a pacifist. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Atomic Split by George Bernard Shaw.